Audio Jungle.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel Dev Tech 101, aka Black Mantle, as I discuss information technology, also known as IT. And in this video, we're going to be looking at the Dell Latitude 5500. And on this particular computer right here, it's one that I'm fixing up for someone. So we're basically going to be installing a new battery into this laptop here. Now, as you can see on the screen, I have my Precision Toolkit. I'll try to post this down in the comments below so that you all can actually see it in the description. So check that out. Definitely don't forget to subscribe to the channel. This is going to be my magnetic mat that I'm going to be using so that I can put these screws and stuff onto this so I don't lose them. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Now, today's video is going to be really easy, people. So what I'm going to basically be doing is taking my toolkit. I'm going to find the correct sizes here, and what we're going to do is open this case up, install the battery, and then we're going to move forward from there. Now, it's not hard at all. As long as you got the right tools, you can get into this and it's going to actually work out for you here. I'm going to go ahead and unscrew these a little bit, bits and pieces at a time. Now, as you do this, I want to definitely let you know that you can take these out in any particular order you want. I much prefer to do it in from one side to the other so I can take them out and lay them down on the magnetic mat in different pieces here. Sometimes on some computers, this screw in the middle right here may be under a piece of plastic, so don't forget to check that part out there. I'm going to unscrew this and one more here. All right, so I'm going to start to take these out. Sometimes you have to use a little magnet to get these out. It really depends. Sometimes they will come all the way out. Sometimes they'll just kind of dangle out a little bit, but it won't come all the way straight out of there. Go ahead and get this one right here. Now, I do have a pair of needle nose pliers that I use. And the ends of this right here for the Precision Toolkit is magnetic. So sometimes they will come all the way out like that. All right, we're going to try and pry this open right here. Let me get my pieces out. I don't want to spill everything underneath it. Looks like mine is covered in there. I got one right here. I like to put this is a little suction cup right here. This piece right here, I like to pretty much put on the base of this so that I can pull this up when I get ready. Let's find an opening and get this in there. All right, so it popped up a little bit. You can kind of see it. You just kind of slide it along, people. Shouldn't be too hard. Should not be messing up anything entirely. And this one was a little bit thinner, so it's kind of a little bit more flimsy. So let me get my other one. This one right here is a little bit thicker. See if I can get this one out. Now, yeah, this one's a little bit harder, so should be able to work with this a little bit more. Uh-oh, I broke my little piece there. All right, let's see. All right, so once you get it up a little bit more, you will then start to pull this out. Now, as you're pulling, I do want to remind you, you definitely want to take your time, unscrew the screws so that you don't break anything. Last thing you want is to break somebody else's stuff, right? But in the midst of all that, these kind of hang on by just some little tiny screws. So make sure you unscrew them as much as possible so nothing gets left behind. I've done a couple of these. I try not to open up people's computers and systems too often because you just don't want to break anything on the inside. But what I definitely can say is it's not bad at all. The first one, people normally get a little bit scared doing those, but you got to learn somehow, people. So you can either buy a system off of eBay, figure it out, or you learn the hard way. And the little size will kind of pop. Now this person here that this belongs to, see, they kind of cracked it a little bit right here. So I'm going to try to be extra careful when peeling this off because I don't want to break anything. So I'm trying to be as cautious as possible. All right, so I'm going to need to use my little end right here to get this piece up. I'm going to start from this side over here and work my way around to the front since it was a little bit of a crack there. And it doesn't help that my desk as well is a little bit slippery. Should have had a bit better mat here for that. Well, this person really cracked pieces open here. Start from up top here. All right, slide this down. Here's this side. All right, here we go. Now we're getting somewhere. And normally if you start from one side and then just kind of pull it open, you will then begin to get it. All right. So now that we have the system open, I'm going to set this aside right here. Now, keep in mind, you want to make sure you have all your parts. And a lot of times you can open those up before you get to it. But I got my battery here. So I'm going to go ahead, open this up, and then we're going to go ahead and get this installed. All right. So I'm going to open my piece. All right. And this should be the right one. We had a couple of different models that you can order for this particular battery. So this one may fit a little bit different in the laptop, but I think we should be okay. All right. So this one is going to actually be a little bit bigger battery. So this is a 51 watt. This is a 68. So this is going to give them just a little bit more power. So I'm going to go ahead and open this one up right here. Now, it looks like that the original or the battery in here didn't quite, like it wasn't screwed down properly. I'm going to just remove this screw out right here. Now, I want to share something with you all, and this is going to be critical. When you remove this piece right here for the battery part, you're going to pull up on this a little bit. You can pull up here, or you can actually unhook. I would probably just unhook from the battery, just to be honest with you. and then leave the other piece attached there. And then make sure that you don't throw away your wire. Then I'm going to take my new battery, route this down through here, and I'm going to go ahead and be sure that my other side is pushed down on here. Now, when you're pushing down on those wires, make sure you don't break anything. Make sure it is set right. Route that down. Then fold the battery back down on here. You're going to slide in like that. Battery appears to be seated. Screw that down so the battery doesn't move. Put your top back on. Now with the Dell computers, you got to hook it down in here first, right here. Make sure your grooves are straightened out. And then we're going to press down all the way around until we hear it snap there. All right, so as we snap this around, you want to make entirely sure that all your edges and stuff is completely clear and they're set and snapped in. Last thing you want is somebody to get their system and screws start falling out. Set the page aside. Since I didn't remove any of the other screws, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to screw these back in. You can go in any order you want, but I prefer to start on one side and either go up or over, around until I got all of them in. I normally do the middle one last, but you can do it however you like. And I could have done this a little bit quicker, people, but I wanted to make a little bit more longer form video of this because sometimes I like to do more tutorials for the new or noobs come into tech so they can actually see the detail. All right, so got this here. Turn it over, have all my screws. The battery should have a little bit of a charge on it. I'm gonna go ahead and open it up. All right, I'm gonna kind of tilt it down a little bit. So I may have to charge this up just a little bit, but what we'll do is we'll cut the video for a second, give it a little bit charged, and we'll come back and follow up. All right, everybody. So the battery, as you can see, is actually charging. It's got this down here to about 32% right here. And so there is the power cords inside the battery. Now, if you didn't connect the cable right, what will happen is when you if you unplug it on the Dell chargers, it does have a light, a indicator light around the charger cable when it's plugged up. If you was to unplug this and your screen shuts off, that means that you did not connect the cables right. So let me go ahead and unplug this. All right, so it shows that it is 32% charged as far as the battery. If I plug it up, you see a change there just a bit. So people, it looks like that we successfully got the batteries situated there. I'm gonna finish letting that charge. This is the old battery right here. We have a 51% watt one here, and it basically tells you to disconnect the battery before accessing any other parts and everything. Now, if the batteries were bad, what would happen is there would be a bubble right here on the cells and sometimes on the top as well. But this one right here had been here for a few years, so we're going to go ahead and get that one knocked out there. But people, other than that, definitely like, listen, subscribe to the channel. Definitely appreciate you for sticking with me going through this particular tutorial, and like, listen, and subscribe as well. Definitely keep supporting the channel. There are definitely some links in there I'll put down in there if you guys want to support the channel and everything. But other than that, people, hope that you all learned something new today. Looking forward to bringing more content to you soon. You all have a good one.